Welcome back to Stauffer Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to clean your cloth interior car seats. As you can see, I have two car seats here for my Civic that are the stock DX seats. The one on the left definitely showing signs of wear. A lot of dirt and grime, especially on the bolsters. You can see them there up above on the right side and left side. Both definitely needing some cleaning up. And here's the end result. The seats turned out awesome just by using this simple method, so be sure to follow along. And if you haven't hit subscribe below and turn on notifications so that way you know when any of my new videos come out. And guys, leave a comment below of what you want to see me detail next. The method I'll be showing you today is using a standard off-the-shelf carpet cleaner that I picked up at Home Depot for about 150 bucks. It comes with a bagged attachment for a smaller wand specifically for upholstery, and then I picked up some of the Zep Premium Carpet Shampoo Concentrate, which has a good smell, clean stains, and is definitely something that is up to the job. One of the biggest things to keep in mind is you definitely don't want to oversaturate the carpet because you will have to let it dry, so make sure it's a sunny day so you can let it sit out. One thing that you have to do first is make sure you vacuum the car seats to get any dirt out of it before you start scrubbing, because all you're going to do is scrub that dirt in and you want to extract it. You guys can see here how it has all of these little areas where it's scuffed, and if you're doing leather or any cloth seat in general, these little burrs right here are going to allow you to scratch or rip out threads or damage your seats. One thing you can do to get rid of those is either scratch it on the concrete itself or take an X-Acto blade and run it around the edge just to remove any of those high spots. While vacuuming, one thing to keep in mind, especially throughout this whole process, is that depending on which direction you vacuum, or if it's forward, back, left, or right, you will leave lines on the fabric. So don't let that deceive you when you're working through the carpet cleaning process, because it will make it look like there is dirt in certain areas when there's not. Just press it over with your hand to move it around if you need to, and double check. I know some of you are thinking, why am I using just a standard carpet cleaner? But to be honest, it actually works really well for this sort of job, and you can use it around your house. But if you guys are interested in something more high-end, something more professional, and you do have a detailing business, or you just want to spend the extra money, by all means, there's plenty of options out there that are much more capable and rugged than a standard off-the-shelf carpet cleaner. But if you're doing this every once in a while, this is a perfect alternative. For this specific cleaning solution, I'm using 5 ounces of the concentrate and 1 gallon of hot water. One thing I always recommend is if you can get hot water, always use hot water because it will always clean better in a carpet cleaner such as this. I'm going to fill this up and then we're going to start extracting. You guys see how much dirt is getting pulled out there? Like, that's almost honestly disgusting that it's doing that, but you guys will have to wait till the very end to see what the water looks like that I poured out of this thing. It was truly unreal. You can already see, even after just one pass of the seats, you can tell a difference between where I'm vacuuming and on the left side where it's dirty, how much dirt and how much cleaner the seat already is. As you're cleaning the seat, just take your time, go slow, allow the extractor to pull out as much water as possible, and use bristles on the brush to agitate the fabric. If you have a separate handled bristle, you could always use that too after one pass just to work the fabric even more, but typically this will usually get the job done. Worst case is you can go through 2 to 3 time passes if you need to on a specific area and spot clean, but for the most part 1 to 2 passes is all the seat really needs. At this point you can probably tell I try to work in different sections on the seat where the seat fabric lines have already separated each individual piece, so that way you don't forget what pieces you work, but also you can see where your progress is going and how much the part is already cleaned. If you just do it all at once, you're going to lose track, and then also you're not going to make sure it's as clean as it possibly can be. Because this is the seat bottom, remember that majority of the dirt is always going to be on this area. So for my particular case, I probably did 3 or 4 passes on this area just to make sure I got all the dirt out. And you'll still see that even after all this time, I am still pulling out a ton of dirt. It's actually rather crazy to think about. Now that we have the seat all cleaned, I highly recommend just letting it sit out in the sun longer, because the extractor did a pretty good job, or a shop vac would, but at the same time you still have some dampness that you want to dry out. So the sun is a perfect thing to do, or if you don't have an opportunity to do that, if you just let it sit for 24 hours, it'll probably dry outside or inside your garage. But yeah, one thing to keep in mind, guys, if you can't buy an extractor or any carpet machine at like Myers or Home Depot or wherever you guys have a store that has them, Walmart, any place rents them, and they usually come with an attachment as well. So you can rent one for 50 bucks an hour, whatever it ends up being for you guys, as a cheaper alternative. And here's the end result. If you guys liked today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below on what video you would like to see next. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when my next detailing video comes out. Thanks, guys.